overestimate what you can do in a day while underestimating what you can accomplish in a year. This is the primary cause of your perpetual lack of time. But there is a method for you to take charge of it and make it work for you. Let me explain. Hello and welcome to Economic News. Please like the video and subscribe with all notifications turned on in order to be kept up to date with life-changing news and information. Now, let us get back to the video. Those who claim to lack time are actually expressing a lack of priorities, according to research. They've reached a point where everything feels important, time is running out, and they're feeling overwhelmed. This occurs when you excessively overestimate your ability to accomplish in a single day. You visualize a more successful and effective version of yourself. People don't always live up to their own expectations, despite your best efforts to get everything done by working till the wee hours of the night. You may not be successful. Instead, they succumb to their amount of preparedness. To put it another way, you will probably never have the most productive day of your life, no matter how hard you work to make it happen. You can't expect to be this highly efficient beast simply because you got up at 5 a.m. and listened to a motivating song on Spotify. Instead, you get a burst of momentum in the initial part of your day that steadily fades by midday, leaving you with a mountain of work to accomplish and little time or energy to do it. So you wind up postponing anything you can and making excuses for why you can't complete certain tasks. If you think about it, we're sure you'll find plenty of cases in your life when this occurs. You promised yourself that you could get everything done in one day, and you psych yourself up, but then everything fell apart, and you ended up with too many tasks that are both essential and urgent. Which brings us to the first thing you need to grasp in order to make your time work for you. You need a system that keeps your priorities in check. Something that keeps you focused and responsible. And we discovered that Eisenhower's Decision Matrix is one of the greatest methods for doing just that. The matrix is named after Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States, who famously stated, "What is important is seldom urgent, and what is urgent is seldom important." The matrix is now meant to assist you in determining what is critical and urgent and what can wait till later. The matrix is divided into 4 quadrants, each of which represents a distinct level of urgency and significance. The first quadrant in the upper left corner is for vital and urgent duties. These are jobs that must be completed immediately, such as deadlines or emergencies. The second quadrant in the upper right-hand corner is for significant but not urgent duties. Although some duties may not demand immediate attention, they are nonetheless vital and should be addressed. Long-term initiatives, goal setting, and planning are examples of these tasks. The third quadrant in the lower left corner is for urgent yet unimportant duties. These duties may appear important, yet they add nothing to your long-term goals or objectives. Interruptions, phone calls, and emails are examples of these duties. The fourth and final quadrant in the lower right-hand corner is for non-urgent or non-important chores. Some things may be postponed or omitted entirely. So examples include pointless browsing on social media, watching TV, or frequently checking your email. The problem is that most individuals spend the bulk of their time and energy in the bottom 2 quadrants or on subjects that are unimportant. They spend time in the third quadrant on busy work that isn't important but appears to be work. For instance, all of those meetings that might have been handled by email go into this quadrant. The great majority of those who have 9 to 5 jobs spend the most of their time here as well. Yes, it makes you feel like you're working, but nothing is actually getting done, and people enjoy spending time here since they don't have to worry about outcomes. They plan, research, talk, and theorize, but nothing comes out of it, and when they feel exhausted, they fall back on the final quadrant. If you want to start controlling your time, you must first shift all of your resources to top quadrants. To take this to the next level, grab a tiny whiteboard that fits neatly alongside your desk. Some post-it notes and write your responsibilities on them before placing them in their corresponding quadrants. You will only have one activity you are doing right now in the urgent and essential area. Filling this area with everything you deem urgent and essential is a bad idea, because if everything you have to accomplish is urgent and important, none of it is. So keep it to one thing. Add the remainder to the second quadrant, and after you're through with the first, move a job from the second quadrant to the first. Your major aim should always be to finish what you started and to know what you're doing next. And you should finish what's in the first quadrant faster than you fill up the second quadrant. To distinguish between what is urgent and significant and what is urgent but not important, there is one more crucial question you must ask yourself. Can someone else do it? Can you teach someone on your team how to do it? Can you pay someone to do it for you? Is it possible to automate this process? This is how extremely productive business owners manage their time, because their decisions affect the entire organization. They must limit their time to activities that are vital that only they can do. You must avoid the impulse to say, "I'll do it myself," if someone else can do it quite well. That is if you truly want to maximize your time. Now consider the following. When all of your concerns are both serious and urgent, one of two situations is likely. Number one, you didn't leave yourself enough room to deal with things you didn't realize you didn't know about. This is critical since there will always be things that do not go as planned. Life will always toss you one or two curveballs. Or, number two, you allow significant but non-urgent issues to become important and urgent. Just because you don't have to do anything right now doesn't mean you shouldn't. This is how you avoid making them urgent, and it is also how individuals lose control of their time. They look at things that aren't urgent and leave them alone. So, you have this decision matrix to help you prioritize your responsibilities and give you a clear picture of what you need to complete and in what sequence. And this takes care of the portion where you overestimate your ability to achieve in a single day. When it comes to underestimating what you can do in a year, many struggle to grasp how the compounding effect works. A fantastic life in control of your time is constructed day by day, just like a home is built brick by brick. What do you do every day determines how your year will unfold. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. Therefore, you must make every day count. You'll always be better off doing a little bit every day than attempting to pack as much as possible into the last week of the year. We noted previously in the video that people tend to fall to their level of preparedness rather than rising to their aspirations. In other words, it makes no difference what you intend to accomplish in a year. The only thing that counts is the systems in place to make it happen. Let's assume you want to read 10 novels this year. If you haven't read that many books in your life, this may appear to be a big endeavor, especially if you don't have any processes in place. But consider this, the typical book has around 250 pages. The average person spends approximately 30 minutes per day in the toilet, and the average person can read approximately 25 pages in 30 minutes. In other words, you can read 3 novels a month just by keeping them in the toilet. It translates to 30 novels by the end of the year. In comparison, the average American reads around 12 novels each year. Now, picture reading twice as many books as the typical American simply by keeping them in the bathroom and reading a couple of pages when you do a number 2 in the morning. This is why people underestimate how much they can do in a year. They do not understand how these systems function in the long run. When you combine this thinking with the decision matrix to help you prioritize your stuff, you'll feel like you have 100 hours in a day compared to everyone else. Thank you for watching this video. Please leave a comment down below stating your opinion on using systems that will assist people in controlling their own time. Also, do check out our other videos on the channel. Take care now and see you in the next video.